Hello everyone, welcome back to Afro Coders Hub. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on our tech tutorials. Today, we'll be diving into the world of TypeScript and exploring how it differs from JavaScript. So let's get started. Alright, to understand TypeScript, we first need to know a bit about JavaScript. JavaScript is a versatile, dynamic programming language that's been the backbone of web development for decades. It's the language that makes web pages interactive, powering, and everything from simple form validation to complex single-page applications. JavaScript is a loosely typed language, meaning you don't have to declare the type of variable when you create it. This flexibility is great, but it can sometimes lead to unexpected bugs. So let's go ahead and see a simple example. So let's go ahead and open our Visual Studio Code. Let's open this folder and let's create a file in it. And another, we could do that later anyways. Okay. Let's write a simple code. So over here, the message starts as a string, and then it becomes a number. So JavaScript does not complain, but it can cause issues if you're not careful. Okay. So let's go ahead and define what TypeScript is. So TypeScript is a statically typed superset of JavaScript, developed by Microsoft. This means that TypeScript builds on JavaScript by adding static type definitions, allowing you to catch errors earlier in the development process. With TypeScript, you can define types for your variables, function parameters, and return values. Let's see the previous example in TypeScript. So go ahead and open your Visual Studio Code and let's create another file. But now, we're going to name it TypeScript, TS. And let's copy this code. Paste it on the TypeScript file. As you can see, in this case, TypeScript will give you an error because you're trying to assign a number to a variable that was declared as a string. So first message was declared as a string, but now we're trying to use it as a number. While we were using JavaScript, it was okay, but in TypeScript we can't do this. So this helps us catch potential bugs before they make it into the production stage. So now let's talk about the key features that make TypeScript so powerful. The first one is static typing. So as we just saw, TypeScripts add static types to JavaScripts. This helps you catch errors at compile time, making your code more reliable. The next one is type inference. TypeScript can infer types even if you don't explicitly define them. For example, let's write a simple example, like let's declare, let's call on this first, but let's declare a simple variable and see what inference is. So what exactly is happening here? When we write let count is equals to 10, we are creating a variable called count and assigning it to the value 10. But notice something interesting. We didn't specify the type of count, so TypeScript is smart enough to look at the value 10 and infer that count should be a number. This means that TypeScript automatically knows the type of count without us having to explicitly declare it. So the next feature we're going to see is interfaces. TypeScript allows you to define interface, which can be used to enforce the shape of an object. This is super helpful for working with complex data structures. So again, let's see a simple example. So what's going on here, we start by defining an interface called user. An interface is like a blueprint for an object. It specifies the properties an object should have and their types. In this case, our user interface says that a user should have a name, which is a string, and an age, which is a number. Next, we created a variable called user, and we explicitly tell TypeScript that this variable should confirm the user interface by using the colon user syntax. Then we assign the object to the user. TypeScript checks to make sure that the objects match the structure defined by the user interface. In our example, the object has a name property with a value John and an age property with a value 30. Both properties match the types specified in the user interface. So TypeScript is happy if we try to assign an object that does not match the user interface, TypeScript would just give us an error. For example, if we forgot the age property, or if we set an age to a string instead of a number, TypeScript would let us know that something is wrong. This is helpful to catch errors early. So, okay. The next feature is generics. So TypeScript supports generics, which allows you to write, reuse, and type safe code. So let's see a simple example in generics as well. So what's happening here is that we have a function called identity that uses generics. Generics are a way to create a component that we can work with a variety of types rather than a single one. In our identity function, we use the syntax T over here to define generics type variable T. This is a placeholder for the type of data that function will handle. When we call the function, TypeScript will replace T with a specified type that we pass to the function. The function identity makes one argument, arg, of type T and returns a value of type T. This means whatever type we pass in as an argument is the same type that we will return. For example, if we call identity with a number, T becomes a number. So, or if we call it with a string, it becomes a string, and this function returns a string. This makes our function very flexible and reusable while still being type safe. So the output will be, like, since we specified it as string over here, the output will be string. But if we change this to a number, this part will be an error. But if we change this into 30, so it works, it's type safe. The next feature we have is tooling. TypeScript has great tooling support with editors like Visual Studio Code, providing IntelliSense, auto-completed, and refactored tools that make development much more easier and a breeze. So, let's talk about the main differences between TypeScript and JavaScript. These are the differences. Okay, the first one is type annotations. As we have seen, TypeScript uses type annotation to declare the type of variable, function parameter, and return values. JavaScript does not have these features. The second one is compilation. TypeScript needs to be compiled to JavaScript. We write TypeScript code, which then gets translated to JavaScript that the browser can understand. JavaScript, on the other hand, runs directly in the browser without any compilation types. The third feature is ES6+ features. TypeScripts include all the features of modern JavaScript and can even compile them down to older versions of JavaScript for compatibility. The fourth feature is static and dynamic typing. TypeScript is statically typed, meaning types are declared or checked at compile time. JavaScript is dynamically typed, meaning types are checked at runtime. The fifth difference that we have is tooling and editor support. TypeScript's statically typing and additional features provide better tooling and editor support, offering a richer development experience compared to JavaScript. So you might be wondering, why should we use TypeScript? Here are a few of the reasons why we should use TypeScript. The first one is early bug detection. Catch error at compile time instead of runtime, making your code more robust. The second one is improved developer experience. Enhanced tools and editor support lead to smoother and more productive development process. The third one is better code management. TypeScript statically typing and interface helps manage and understand complex code bases, especially in large projects. The fourth one is community and ecosystem. TypeScript is widely adoptable with a large and active community, providing plenty of resources and third-party libraries. And that's a wrap on our introduction to TypeScript and its difference with JavaScript. I hope you found this video helpful and that you're excited to start using TypeScript in your projects. This is it for today. Thank you for watching. Until next time, happy coding.